All right, guys. How you guys doing? What's up? Today I like to jump in here and do a little quick 3-minute tip with Dave. And what I really like to do is just really condense the most important parts of being a real estate investor and kind of talk from experience on dumbing things down and making them simple enough that you'll actually do them. It really breaks my heart when I see people that have potential, they're spending money on their business, and they're not cash flowing. A lot of times, it's not because of the system or the program or their software or whatever. A lot of times, it's about what I want to talk about today, and that's talking to your leads. Why is that important? So, whenever a investor comes to me and they say, David, you're the best, you're so cool, you're so amazing, what should I do? I say, well, there's usually two options. Either you have more money and less time, or you have more time and less money. Okay? So I don't know the answer to that question. Only you do, you know? And so you got to know that answer to that question early on. So most of the time, new investors, there's a lot of scarcity mindset, and myself included. So they lean on, well, I'll grind it. I'll grind it, and then when I make money, I'll invest more money later. Okay? And I think that's a great option. Okay? Other investors are seeing this as a whole, and they're saying, this is only 10% of my portfolio. I just want to put I got $5,000 a month budgeted. I want to throw it in that bucket over there. Well, you're not going to grind it, right? So you got to know that early on. You have to know that. And those two business models are completely different, okay? So when you jump in here, leave me a comment. Let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're at right now. Let me know where you're plugging in, because I want to talk about some really important stuff about being in the game, okay? One of the most important things for me is building that relationship with the seller or the buyer and picking up the damn phone and talking to my leads, okay? Now, granted, I do have some advantages, right? I have some email automations, I have some voicemail automations, and text mail automations. But all that is what it's doing is creating the right positioning for me. Boston, Massachusetts? I didn't know you were up there, Sarah. Wow, I lived in Fenway for a whole year. Nice to see you. So, positioning in the sale. All of your leads are potential money. Okay, you have to look at your leads as potential money. All of them are. Okay, and so you have to position yourself correctly. And I feel 90% of the businesses and investors and closers and salesmen and real estate investors out there do not position themselves correctly. Okay. And what I mean by positioning, if you're calling them, they're in the power position. Okay. If they are calling you, you are in the power position. Okay. So that conversation is completely different. Now think about it. I always like to use dating as a good example. Women are in the power position in the date, okay? When a guy takes a girl out, the girl can be completely shy and not say anything and initiate contact or conversation, and she just sit there and she'll just respond. And that's normal, right? But if a guy does that, it's not going to go anywhere, okay? So the guy knows, hey, I'm here. I got to bring my position up so she shows interest on me, okay? It's the same thing in sales, all right? So when we're talking to our leads, whether you're buying or you're selling, okay, it's really important to contact them and have a conversation with them. It's not a sales call. No, everybody, as soon as you know you're being sold to, you want to hang up the phone, don't you? You want to hang up the phone. You want to hang up the phone. Everybody hates to be sold to, but everybody likes to buy. Okay? Everybody loves to buy. Okay? So the more that you can position and talk to that person and have a conversation with that person, and not make it like a salesy, take it or leave it kind of proposition, that's really confrontational, right? David Van, the man, this is good stuff right here. I'm actually going to pin that comment right there. How can I pin it? Boom, I just pinned it. So, Sarah, you're pinned right now, all right? Listen to what Sarah Wilcox just said, okay? So the more you have positioning in the conversation, the more you have the attention of the lead. And the lead's a buyer or seller, it doesn't matter. Okay? And guys, I'm speaking to investors out there. I'm speaking to the person that's never done a mailer right now, or that has, and that you're making $100,000 a year and you want to go to $1 million. I'm talking to the guys that are at $1 million. What do they actually need to do to get to $5 million? It's this right here. Okay? You got to know how to position yourself and eloquently have a conversation with somebody and not make it confrontational. Okay? You guys are making some really wrong decisions on being way too confrontational. You're negotiating on the first call. You're talking pricing without them even knowing you. You're taking it down a road that they don't want to go. Okay? And I promise you, if you're negotiating that fast and you haven't built any kind of rapport or conversation or relax anything with them, you're gonna fail. At the very least, your conversion rate's gonna be really freaking low. Okay? So I'm just out here telling you that if you want to close more sales, if you want to do more deals, okay, and this is from the buyer or the seller, it doesn't matter. The process is the exact same. You're just using different words when you're buying or selling. So when I call somebody up for an $800,000 property and I'm trying to get it for $500 and sell it for $650, I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing the same thing. So Sarah Wilcox writes in, so true. Building relationships got me 6 properties under contract in a couple weeks, more coming. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Well, that's great. That's great. So, yeah, it's really, really important, okay? And I always go back to first dates, okay? First dates, there's a wall that's right here, and you got to bring these walls down, right, for that second date, or maybe the kiss, or maybe the walk to the car and get a kiss later on and get a text tomorrow and follow up or whatever. You got to bring that wall down, man. And that's price. The price is up here. You got to bring it down. You know, so you got to be a little Rico Suave, okay? You got to. If not, don't even get on the phone. If you're not trying to bring this wall down from the seller, don't even get on the phone. You're just going to screw it all up. If you don't want to build a value to the buyer, just don't even get on the phone. Just text them the website link. But I promise you, your close rate is going to be a lot lower than mine because I pick up the phone. Okay? Peter Reed types in LOL. Pete Reed's a good friend of mine. He owes me a Mets game. He's my New Yorker guy, and we go way back. Okay? So that's the moral of this story, is I just wanted to build the importance of why you reach out to your leads and what positioning is and what it's going to do in the long run, because I get letters in the mail from my properties all the time, okay? I got a letter in the mail for my house too, and they sent me a letter that said, they want to buy my property for this price. If they would have picked up the phone and talked to me about it, I would have accepted it. I would have accepted it. So when a lead reaches up their hand in the air and they say, I'm interested in talking, don't go straight into negotiation. Go straight into conversation. Okay? So David's here to tell you, don't go straight into negotiation, go into conversation. And you can have a conversation with your friend and negotiate with them at the same time, right? I do it all the time. Come on, man, I thought we were friends. Da 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 da. You're having a conversation with a friend. So the more you can have a conversation with a friend on the phone, you're going to get what you want, okay? So you just got to position it correctly. You got to give them propositions that they always say yes to, okay? So just work on that, guys. Let me know how I can help. I'm really excited for you guys. Let me know if that added any value to you. I just really wanted to give some feedback on what really works and why, and the big difference between just blasting somebody with mail and actually spending some quality time with somebody. Okay, guys? Thanks a lot.